This year marks the 10th anniversary of the signing of India-Japan Special Strategic and Global Partnership, which was signed by Prime Minister Mr. Modi and Prime Minister Mr. Abe in 2014. And Rajasthan, known for its rich cultural heritage and historical significance, is now emerging as a key economic player in India's growth story. The state has witnessed a substantial economic development, contributing significantly to India's overall GDP. I am very happy to know that in financial year 2023, Rajasthan recorded a GDP of $180 billion with an impressive growth rate of 11%. The growth is complemented by a 4-time increase in its FDI since 2019, signaling an attractive investment destination for both domestic and international stakeholders. In the last 1.5 years, when I am here in Japan, I have traveled all over this beautiful country, met with all stakeholders in our relationship. I can say with conviction that the sentiment towards India-Japan story is very positive. There is a momentum for India-Japan relationship in this country or across the region. But we need to convert it into concrete business engagement. Today there are 1,500 Japanese companies in India, a large number of them in Nimrana and other parts of Rajasthan. But we need to increase this number. My target is to convert 1,500 into 15,000 in the next few years. What we need is a quantum leap. And I am very happy to see that the surveys which conducted recently, whether it is JEVIC or JETRO, is indicative of the strong will of the companies which are present in India to expand in India and also companies to come to India. We see a quantum leap happening. And today's this event is an effort to further promote and facilitate that leap. We look forward to the remarks of the Honorable Chief Minister on the Rising Rajasthan Summit scheduled for December this year. In preparation for the visit of the Honorable Chief Minister, the Embassy, with the support of JETRO, had organized a week-long celebrations called the Nimrana Week and an Odop exhibition which is seen outside. I myself have had the pleasure of visiting Nimrana a few months back, and where more than 50 Japanese companies are presently doing business and utilizing the wonderful ecosystem created by the government of Rajasthan. I would urge more and more Japanese companies to learn from the experiences of these companies and consider India as a manufacturing hub for our huge domestic market, but also for exports to other countries in the Middle East and Africa. So the proposition is very clear. Come to India, invest in India, make in India, make for India, and make for the world. And India is becoming a manufacturing hub. Once again, I'd like to welcome Honorable Shri Bhajanlal Sharma, Honorable Chief Minister of Rajasthan, and his delegation, and also thank each one of you for joining this event today. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you, Excellency, for your address. I would now invite Mr. Kazuya Nakajo, the Executive Vice President of Japan External Trade Organization, JETRO, to give his remarks. Thank you.
Mr. Bhajan Sharma, Honorable Chief Minister, Government of Rajasthan, Dr. Prem Chowdhury Bhaiwala, Deputy Chief Minister, His Excellency Mr. Shibi George, Ambassador of India to Japan, Mr. Ajitab Sharma, Principal Secretary, Government of Rajasthan, Shkar Agrawal, Additional Chief Secretary of the same, Ms. Meena Josh, Director Palace on Wheels. Thank you for inviting me to this stage. My name is Kazuya Nakajo from JETRO. Let me deliver a few remarks in this occasion. First of all, I'd like to extend a hearty welcome to the Chief Minister Bachchan Lal Sharma for his visit to Japan. Looking back, Japanese industrial development into India commenced by foundation of Maruti-Suzuki Alliance in 1980s. And also implementation of Indian economic liberalization in early 1990s accelerated Japan's investment flow. And India came to be recognized as an emerging investment destination from that time. But in these days, our concern was the infrastructure and also the adequate industrial estate. And where our organization, JETRO, has created a partnership with the Rajasthan government to create Japanese quality infrastructure and Japanese quality industrial estate in the state, in this great state. Geographically, this is not far from Delhi and the Haryana, namely the Manesar and Gurgaon, where the Suzuki located as a manufacturing plant. It is just like a 1 hour drive from there. At that time, it was like nothing but just grass and buildings. But now the scenery is completely different. My colleague will brief you later on the current scenery of Nimrana Industrial Estate at that time. We commenced at industrial estate in 2006, so it's been 18 years since. And the estate has continuously grown, and now we have 48 companies located in that area, and the number is still growing. There are about 240 hectares, and the size is like 50 times the big of the Tokyo Dome. That's a typical explanation of the Japanese way. But it has got a huge area, and there's still a room for expansion. And now we have Japanese-style hotels and Japanese restaurant, Japanese some inns and such. So where the livability or the living ecosystem for Japanese is also facilitated. And now we have 12 industrial township, Japanese industrial township all over India. But definitely Nimrana is the flagship of this industrial estate. And this is the kind of model of Japanese industrial deployment to India, I believe. So, but this is not happened without dedicated effort and actions taken by the government of Rajasthan. Every concern, the problems arose, the officers of legal or the even higher officials came to the site and sorted out the issue. And that kind of a key of the success of this industrial estate. And in this occasion, I'd like to pass my gratitude to the Rajasthan government and member of RICO for their cooperation. Water supply, electricity supply. There are a few concerns still, but from 10 years back, 20 years back, it's been improved a lot. Security situation, labor issue, traffic jam. There are a lot of concern there, but now we can safely operate, smoothly operate the factory and such. Was the dedication of the government of Rajasthan, and I really appreciate it for that. Now, Rajasthan is a transit state for freight and railroad from connecting from Delhi to Mumbai. So this is similar to the one from Tokyo to Osaka. So this is the one of the boldest transit or logistic route in India, and Nimrana and also Rajasthan. This road is running through this Rajasthan. So there's a high prospect and how high importance given to the Japanese industrialists, not only Japanese, but also the all these industrialists in India will be benefit from this function of this corridor. So today we are honored to have Honorable Chief Minister of Rajasthan here in Tokyo. And in this occasion, I'd like to endorse the allure of locating in the state for Japanese industrialists, and also like to commit ourselves to create better environment for further economic development of the state, together with the state officials and the RICO members. So I hope that today's seminar will be the catalyst for more Japanese companies to invest in Rajasthan and strengthen the ties between Japan and India. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nakaju-san, for your excellent remarks. I now invite Mr. Takashi Suzuki, Chief Director General of JETRO New Delhi. He'll be making a presentation on business opportunities in Rajasthan, the biggest hub of Japanese manufacturers. Suzuki-san.
はい。ありがとうございます。
Suzuki, and I belong to JETRO India, New Delhi. I've been in India since 2018. The first 4 years I was in Bangalore, and then I've been in New Delhi for the last 2 years. In that sense, I've seen up close how drastic the changes have been in India. And with the opportunity of all the dignitaries here in Tokyo, I'm very happy. I'm very honored to be here. I'm the only Japanese speaker here. I'd like to talk about something that could be very helpful in terms of the information to the other speeches. I'd like to provide a presentation here. Today, I'd like to talk about why we need to think of the state government when investing in India. So these are the basic information for India. You can see that India is a federal state. There are 28 states and 8 regions that are directly under the federal government. So you can see that, as I mentioned here, this is almost like the United States of India. When you think of the foreign policies, the securities, these are all managed by the federal central government. But for the case of the business, industries, and the labor, these are all managed under the state government. In that sense, when you think of investing in the industry, you will be working closely with the state governments. Looking at it from different angle, the economic level or the average income level for India, here is the comparison of the average income with various countries. So here, India is currently at 2,390. This is right next to Bangladesh. But looking at this, please do not take this as the current state of India. When you look at different regions, here is the income level for different states. You can see the states with higher and lower average income where the gap is approximately 10x. For example, I'm currently in Delhi. The GDP is per capita is 1,161. In Uttar Pradesh, this is around $1,000. Go further, right? Bihar, this is at $689. However, if you look at Goa state, here it's 6,394. Here is 10x. Then when you look at Rajasthan, so as you may be aware of the concept of the industrial corridor between the Delhi. So in the past 20 years, the government has been putting effort in elevating and enhancing the industry. So in between Delhi and Mumbai, this is where the investment has been focused. So with the average income of 1,819, compared to Delhi, Mumbai, this is much lower. And here you can see the bar graph. This is the average wage of Rajasthan's. You look at Uttar West Bengal. So compared to these lower wage states, it is Rajasthan's even lower. So there's a huge labor capital as well as less expensive labor. This slide may come up later, but there's a red line from top right to bottom left. You can see two red lines here. This is so the red lines are the highways between Delhi, Mumbai, and the black line. This is called a DFC, the railroad for the freight. These traffic infrastructures are close to the completion, and Rajasthan is situated right in the middle. So this advantage of the location is the strength of Rajasthan, and the Nimra Industrial Park had recently opened with 50 Japanese companies present, and there are more businesses expanding in this area. Along with the state government, the federal government has been working on opening more industrial parks. For example, Jaipur. This is a well-known place for the tourism. There is a federal government level initiative on opening the industrial park. There are many other new industrial parks opening up in these regions. The industry policy under Modi, one thing I'd like to highlight is the introduction of the GST, goods and services tax. This is highlighted in yellow here. In the past, we had something equivalent to the consumption tax in Japan, what would happen is that they will be under a different taxation among different states. India is quite a sizable market, but with a different taxation system, there were some inconveniences. But under the unified GST, we've been able to strategically expand onto the Indian market. Or another possibility is manufacturing in India and exporting from India. And here, the Make in India, this is the effort where the largest effort has been placed. This is an opportunity, more opportunity. This means more opportunity for the Japanese businesses as well. Under Make India, India is providing greater incentives. There are 14 sectors where the opportunities are being provided. We have electronics, pharmaceuticals, medicals. What this means is that these are the industries where the India is longing for. For these sectors, there are various incentives being provided from the state government. Now, looking at the current state of the Japanese companies, here, most of the Japanese companies are located, as you can see on the right. You have daily, so almost more than 90% of the Japanese companies are concentrated in this region. Currently, Rajasthan hosts 50 companies. There are about 50 in Nimrana. So outside Nimrana, there hasn't been much active Japanese investment. And on the types of the industries, as you may imagine, it's mostly, they're quite a significant size of manufacturing. It currently accounts for 50%. We also have about other services accounting for 10%. It also includes logistics, constructions. Most of these are aimed for automotives. So diversifying the industries and also opening up to a smaller and mid-sized business is the next challenge. And the recent trend outside the automotives, today we will be in MOU being concluded later. We also have these businesses opening their presence in India. Another trend here is making India and exporting from India. For example, for the case of Nimrana, Daikin, Nidec, these are the companies that are manufacturing in India and exporting out of India. Next is the Japanese companies' industrial park. This has been driven primarily by the state governments. For the Rajasthan, there's Nimrana. There's also Giroth Industrial Park. This is the Giroth Industrial Park. This is right on the opposite side of Nimrana, across from the national highway. This could be another potential for the Japanese companies to expand their market. I've also put together other benefits of being in Rajasthan. There's minerals, farmings, and also the tourism. This is part of the Golden Triangle, and Rajasthan's included in the northern part. Apparel industries, for example, Uniqlo has been sourcing their materials from this region. there is I heard there was a Indian owners who are responsible for for this local team. There's also another well-known company called H2 Milk Farm. This is a dairy industry that are based here and selling the products into New Delhi. There are other incentives for the investment for this from the state government. As you can see in the red, here are the subsidies for the capital expenditures, trainings, and reskilling incentives. And there's also some incentives and subsidies for exports and also for the research and development. These are quite a unique incentives that are not seen in other states. And when you think of Rajasthan, we always have to talk about Nimrana Industry Park. There hasn't been that many industrial park with the high density of the Japanese companies. These Japanese companies have been working together along with the state government in solving their problems. This is the first time, Nimrana is the first place that these collaboration had took place. This has contributed to a better investment environment, and we call this a Nimrana model, and we appreciate all the stakeholders here. And here, the so-called single window is another benefit of opening business in Rajasthan. And also, in the past, there were some laws where the female workers are not allowed to work at night. For the case of Rajana, they have changed the regulations so that the factories could operate 24 hours. So these are quite business and industry friendly. And research and development is also another area that's promising. Daikin has created the Global R&D Center, and also the existing companies have connected their labs into their other R&D sites across the world. And lastly, on the human capital, there are 76 universities, 226 specialized schools, and 1,600 training sites. And so this is quite a promising place for the in terms of the human capital. In coming February, JETRO will be hosting a machinery trade show. If there are any companies interested, please take a look into this opportunity. That is it from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Suzuki-san, for your excellent presentation. May I now invite Mr. Ajitab Sharma, Principal Secretary Industries, Government of Rajasthan, to make a presentation on investment opportunities in Rajasthan. Mr. Sharma.
Just take it to the right. So, good morning, everyone. The Honorable Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister, His Excellency, the Ambassador CB Georgie, then Mr. Kajiyuma, Mr. Takashi, who has presented almost everything which is contained in my presentation, and almost all the information he has excellently covered, and it was very nice to listen to him, particularly an office bearer of JETRO talking so much about Nimrana and the new potential areas of the state of Rajasthan, and as well as the upcoming areas in India. Thank you so much. I'm genuinely obliged the way you have expressed and represented what we wanted to speak to this august audience. Shri Shikhar Agarwal ji, Additional Chief Secretary to the Honorable Chief Minister, and our industry member of the delegation, Bhatia ji. First of all, thanks a lot from the side of the whole delegation being led by Honorable Chief Minister, to JETRO, to CII, to the Embassy of India in Japan for giving us this opportunity and for such a warm welcome. So, few things I'll try to avoid some of my slides, but I will quickly sum up to what Mr. Takashi mentioned about, he very well explained that what the role of these states in a country like India, where we normally talk about the federal structure, but states do play a very important and critical role in all aspects and perspectives of socio-economic development, including the business aspect of it. So Rajasthan is certainly the front runners in that category. And when we talk about the Nimrana industrial zone in Rajasthan, which is in the NCR, and the way it has come up, around 50 industries from Japan, all good brands which are known across the world are present there in a cluster. And it was rightly mentioned by them that we have been able to create a good ecosystem in that zone. And by saying that we have been able to create a good ecosystem, I mean, we are able to handle the industry related problems like infrastructure, power, like electricity, water supply, sanitation related issues, providing other ancillary services like related to health, education, ensuring the availability of even the Japanese cuisine. Lot of restaurants are there. Certain issues were raised in the morning by one of the industry representatives who is present here also among the audience. Those concerns are well taken, and there is always a phase of learning and improvement. And I assure on behalf of the Honorable Chief Minister and the whole delegation that the state of Rajasthan, and particularly the Rajasthan State Industrial Development and Investment Corporation, would be trying its best to further upgrade the infrastructure and the utility services which we provide there in the industrial zone Nimrana, and not only in Nimrana, and in around, as was presented, in the 17 new upcoming zones in different sectors in the state, which are the big business opportunities for the new investments or like for the expansion of the already existing industry. Second part was, it is because of this, I would say, world class state of industrial infrastructure we have been able to provide, and partly certainly because of the manner in which a business in particular sector works. So like I was just watching over the short note given to us in the morning in one of the business sessions. There are companies from Japan which are working at such a high business margin. Like if you have invested around, say, like 30 crores of rupees, but your turnover is like 3,000 crore rupees. Business, but Bhatia ji, who is sitting here as part of business delegation, would understand that if the businesses and industries in Nimrana are able to work at such high business margin, then certainly there is a role of the utility service provider and the industrial park maintenance related agencies like RICO, which are able to reduce the cost of doing business in the state of Rajasthan. And that is the new motto of RICO. That is the new motto of the Industries Department of state of Rajasthan. So in my presentation, I would be broadly talking about 6 areas where I will try to walk you through, but I would be focusing broadly at point number 4 about the future growth drivers and how Rajasthan is actually positioned when the businesses and industry of Japan, or for that matter, any other country in the world. But today we are more focused on Japan. If they plan to make their investments in the new industrial units, new industrial areas, or if they are planning to expand their existing industries, then how Rajasthan is positioned to carry forward that business engagement with Japan. So that is the whole idea of this presentation. And coming back to this next slide, so how do we intend to do that? So first, we know that India, in the current scenario, in the current global scenario, is one of the brightest emerging rare spot in the global economy. We are growing at a very fast pace. So our rate of growth of GDP is 7 percentage plus points. And the only thing which I would like to highlight here is that Rajasthan as a state, as part of India, is growing at a pace faster than the national average rate of growth of GDP. We grow at 11%. So it is certainly because of the policy framework, the speed of taking decisions, the investment in the capital sector which we have been able to make, the kind of plans which we have for the water sector, the road sector, the logistics, or providing other facilities to the industry and businesses, and in the IT sector as well. That is one of the reasons that we are growing at a rate higher than the average national rate of growth of economy. In Rajasthan is a vibrant and sizable part of economy, though we stand at the number 7th in overall country, but we are a sizable part in geographical terms, in terms of the area, and as well as in terms of the contribution which we make to the national GDP. So there is a huge opportunity which lies there. If the state economy is growing at 11%, and if the new businesses and industry of the representatives who are sitting here, if you become part of it, so there is an opportunity which you can consider and plan and strategize as part of your growth story. This slide, I would like to briefly touch upon the strong ties with Japan and India has in terms of partnerships, which spans from like trade, investment, knowledge, culture, and much more than that. There are more than 1,500 Japanese companies which operate in India. More than 1,500 companies which are present in India, and all big brands are present in Rajasthan as well. And our connection ranges from, I will give a few examples just to re-memorize that. The high-speed rail, number 1, the Western Dedicated Freight Corridor, Japanese companies, Japanese government, Japanese organizations, all have some form of partnership in them. So high-speed rail, Western Dedicated Freight Corridor, JICA Industrial Townships, Technical Intern Training Program, Japan-India Institute for Manufacturing Sciences, which is in Nimrana, then Indo-Japan Science and Technology Cooperation, and Kyoto-Varanasi Partner City Agreement. So that happened late, but a lot of things are happening in that partnership as well. So that was about Japan-India ties. And if we dig down a little deeper, then what about Japan and Rajasthan? So our relations with Japan are thriving and are getting stronger. As Mr. Takashi mentioned that our bonds began in the year 2006 with JETRO. So it started in the year 2006. In 2007, Honda came, then Mitsubishi, then Daikin, the brands known across the world. They have been trying, they have been growing, they have been making expansions, they have been bringing in new technology. And we want to grow with these partnerships. And the best part is that the reverse flow of business in terms of exports. So we have been able to increase our exports by 75% in last only 4 years. Our exports from India to Japan have increased 75%. So it is not only that the Japanese investment is coming in the state of Rajasthan, but Rajasthan has also been successfully able to improve and enhance its trade relationships. So, how to go ahead and further strengthen these partnerships and bond? So, our plan is to leverage these four broad framework and agreement which operate between India and Japan, like the most favored nation tariff arrangement, the comprehensive economic partnership agreement, memorandum of cooperation between Rajasthan and MITI, and then geopolitical alignment through Indo-Pacific strategy and Quad alliance. So these are not only on papers. When we strategize that how state has to think about, though these are the agreements and understandings and cooperation related documents which have happened at the country level. But for the first time, we have been trying to study these arrangements and agreements in detail, that how the state can leverage the benefits which we can accrue in terms of enhancing our business relations, increasing trade and investment with Japan as a country. So, where does the future collaboration like lies when we talk about utilizing those growth levers and our mission? So, our Honorable Chief Minister has taken up the challenge along with the whole team of bureaucracy and the political executive setup and the industry partners in the state, that we envisage to double the size of GSDP of the state of Rajasthan within 5 years. The current figure is 179 billion US dollars in another 5 years period. And there is a whole set of strategy behind it, different sectoral areas, how we plan to grow them, how do we plan to make investments in them, how do we plan to make other stakeholders as partners in this growth strategy. So that is our vision. And the new proposed relationship between Rajasthan and Japan, it lies at the intersection of this vision of doubling the size of economy of the state of Rajasthan and then leveraging the key strengths of Japan, which Japan has, which broadly falls into the number of strategic sectors in which Japan is the global leader. Second is the R&D capability, the technology and the infrastructure expertise which Rajasthan has. So we have to mingle them somewhere so that there is a kind of synergy which can get created and we both benefit out of it. So, to ensure this alignment between our vision of growth and the strength of Japan, so there are 6 key sectors which we have identified in the state. Mr. Takashi mentioned broadly about the supporting infrastructure and our efforts in creating new industrial areas, our efforts in creating sector-specific zones, our efforts in creating and providing horizontal development in sector-specific zones so that the cost of production of the industry, which is based in those sector-specific zones, comes down. So it is automotive, ESDM, petrochemicals, textiles, education and skills, and tourism. So, and in all these 6 sectors, there are high growth possibilities. I will try to touch one by one in short each slide. So, when we talk about automotive, so the only thing which I would like to highlight is that Rajasthan is one of the states in India which is still bullish on internal combustion engines. So I have been reading quite a lot about Toyota, that Toyota is not 100% in favor of electric vehicles. They still believe in retaining the hybrid vehicles. Though the whole world is talking about electric vehicles and electric engines and electric automation and creating the new electric mobility ecosystem, but we still believe that the technology of having hybrid vehicles, giving it the right place in the automobile sector, and accordingly we have kept few auto zones. So like if there are some of the automobile industry which is shifting towards, because every state in India is talking about electric vehicles these days, but we talk about hybrid vehicles as well. And we have a nice policy framework also coming up. We are working on it, and I would be very glad to get the feedback from the Japanese industries on it. India is the third largest automotive market in the world. So it is not only that you manufacture there, you sell there. So if you want to expand further, then there are a lot of export opportunities also. We are largest manufacturers in two-wheelers. India, it is the largest manufacturers in two-wheelers, and we are the fourth largest manufacturer of cars. So I think it is a big opportunity, the market potential which we have, the domestic market potential, and the opportunities to export. So the Japanese companies and industry can join us in shaping this future of electric mobility in the state of Rajasthan. So another point which I would like to highlight about this sector is that it is not only the manufacturing of the vehicle as an end product, but within the state of Rajasthan, we have the whole value chain. So starting right from chassis manufacturing, sheet metal, precision forging, foundries, instrumentation clusters, air conditioning components, wiring harnesses, and tires. So these are the places. Rajasthan is the place where the whole ecosystem is existing, which is one of the major reasons that the cost reduction in the final product, that facility can be easily availed in the business processes. We have a dedicated new auto cluster coming up, roughly of around 700 hectares in total at 2 different locations. So this opportunity can be further explored by the Japanese industry. Second is ESDM. Our mobile user base would reach roughly 700 millions by year 2028. And the fast growing consumer electronics sector, including ESDM, manufacturing, semiconductors, display technology, there is huge opportunity in this area as well. And we are offering 4 greenfield electronic manufacturing clusters for the businesses of Japan. The details are being provided in the brochures which have been placed on your table in that brochure. So exact facility and status of those industrial areas, the new areas in terms of connected infrastructure, connectivity, and other utility services that is available. Third sector is petrochemicals. So I would briefly touch upon it. India's one of the largest integrated refinery and petrochemical complex worth 9 billion US dollars is coming in Rajasthan, in western part of Rajasthan, Pachpadra. And it is not only a refinery, it is refinery cum petrochemical complex. So the industry of Japan, which is expert in dealing with specialty chemicals, organic chemicals, and the aromatics industry as well, there is a huge opportunity. And we have identified 700 hectares of industrial zone adjoining, right adjacent to this refinery and the petrochemical complex. So the Japanese industry can think of making investment in the petrochemical sector as well. Next is textiles. So our textile export at the national level, they will reach 100 billion US dollars by 2030. there is huge opportunity, particularly in technical textiles. And two big industrial parks, greenfield, amounting total to 900 hectares have been planned. So there is huge opportunity for Japanese business if they are wanting to enter into the textile sectors. Uh, Fifth one is education and skill. I will not speak much about it, but the only thing is that the land on token amount was allotted to Daikin Japanese Institute of Management Excellence in Nimrana. This is how we want to go ahead with the partnerships. And if there is JETRO or any other big industrial company or manufacturer who is wanting to set up center of excellence for enhancement of human talent in the country or in the state, they are more than uh, welcome in this sector. Tourism, I'll not be speaking much because there is a separate presentation on tourism, which will be happening shortly after. So the only point is that Buddhism is a strong spiritual connect with us, and Rajasthan is one of the leaders in cultural tourism in the country. And why should you be choosing Rajasthan as your next investment destination? 6 small points. First, I will try to briefly summarize. Favorable economic environment because of the strong political will, Honorable Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister, they are themselves present here today in Tokyo. That itself is a remark, and it speaks all about it that there is strong political will to take Rajasthan and Japanese ties ahead. We have a strong policy framework both on fiscal and non-fiscal sides to enhance ease of doing business and to reduce cost of doing business. Third, we have one of the best connected industrial areas in the country, both with road and rail. And we provide access to 40% of the Indian market, the northern part of the country and the western part of the country. Fourth, I don't have to speak much about it because a lot have been spoken about Nimrana. The only point is that India's top rated 41 industrial park, we own 17 out of them, where infrastructure facilities to provide ease of doing and conducting business is star rated by Government of India, Ministry of Department of DP, IIT. Fifth is the ease of doing business. We have accelerated our digital transformation efforts to enhance ease of doing business, the way business and industry interacts with the government and the industries department. And the last is the human capital advantage which we carry, and where we certainly need sort of support and further collaboration with the Japanese big brands. So I would like to end at this particular slide of enhancement of human capital where we are requiring the participation. I would invite the industry present here and the industry organizations who are present here in the Rising Rajasthan Summit, which is from 9th to 11th of December 2024, where we would be happy to engage with you, to host you, to organize government to business meetings, to organize business to business meetings, if required, to organize these site visits where you are wanting to have the first hand feel of the quality of India's industrial infrastructure which we provide. And thank you once again. The only thing which I have to offer is to request to become part of this growth journey of the state of Rajasthan as a growth journey of our country, Rising Rajasthan. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Sharma, for this excellent presentation. And now, as we move on, we would now have a presentation and a film on Rajasthan tourism. For this, I invite Ms. Meenal Joshi, Director, Palace on Wheels from the Rajasthan Tourism, to make the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Honorable CM Sir, respected dignitaries on the dais, and all present in front of me. I'd like to start with saying namaste, Meena Sama Konachin, and Kamakani. That's from Rajasthan, where I belong. After having discussed all of the business aspects of the beautiful state, which is also the largest of India, I'd like to draw your attention to the tourism a facet of what Rajasthan has to offer. So Rajasthan is absolutely rich in history and has regal heritage. We date back to about 10,000 years and started from the Indus Valley civilization. That's the oldest evidence of people in Rajasthan. Even though we have significantly advanced with technology and infrastructure, we still continue to enchant our tourists worldwide with adventure, religious, and royal excursions. Let's start with the presentation with some tourism highlights. The tourists coming to India from Japan have grown year on year. There was a little dent at the time of COVID, but we're very happy to see that people have now started traveling again and are choosing India, particularly Rajasthan, to know the beautiful stories that the state has to offer. This is also covered. Let's come to the next one. I'd like to really showcase a bit of Rajasthan to each one of you present here. The state is actually a mix of cities, lakes, forests, palaces, forts. So we have a lot bundled into one state. So it's like a bouquet of variety of flowers that you'd like to really see. And when you've visited Rajasthan, you can clearly say that you've seen a good part of India. We have a lot of World UNESCO sites, and these are all having different tales to tell. So these are some pictures, and I'm sharing pictures so that you can just get an idea of what is it that awaits for you in Rajasthan. Moving on, we also have a lot of forts, like I just mentioned. Let me show you some picturesque presentation of the beautiful forts. Some of these are turned into museums for history enthusiasts, so you guys can come and see the artifacts and everything. Because we have a very old history, all the architecture and development is important from the historical evolution. So you'll see all forms of designs and work in all of our ports. After this, I'd like to show you the next segment of tourism places, which are the lakes. Now, often a lot of people know Rajasthan as this place of sand dunes, but we have beautiful water bodies that you guys can relax by the side of and enjoy the scrumptious meals that we have to offer. We are a wonderful city by the evening. For people who love to see lights and other attractions, we have beautiful sound shows depicting the history of each of the forts and tales of the emperors and the kings that once ruled the land. A lot of, if you go, in Jodhpur, for example, there is a fort which is still not ever been conquered. So we still have royalty that resides in a lot of cities in Rajasthan. We just spoke about deserts. So let me show you the deserts that we have in Rajasthan. They are not just sand dunes, but we've completely glamorized them. We have state-of-art amenities, special excursions planned for the people coming down, and a lot of folk activities. We have a great impetus on celebrating our stories and history and culture. So we do a lot of immersive experiences for the guests who come down. For adventure enthusiasts, we have a lot of wildlife to see. We have many exotic species, endangered species, and you have a lot of creatures and birds, animals that you could see. These are some of the pictures taken by great photographers who have come on their visits and fallen in love with the land. I just spoke about festivities, and India is very well known for their larger-than-life festivals that we have. And we often make sure that we tell our history through these festivals, and people really become part of these. So a lot of tourists exclusively come down during festivals such as Diwali so that they can get to see how gloriously it is celebrated. These are some of the fests that we do in our deserts, where you can come, join, shake a leg, and enjoy. We have very vibrant colors as form of our attire, and that's just how we celebrate the original stories of Rajasthan. I hope you've liked the pictures that we have seen. Let's come down to a new area that is picking up, which is weddings in Rajasthan. Indians absolutely enjoy the weddings. They are one of the biggest days of their lives. We've also seen that now lately, weddings are now becoming very global, and you have weddings happening in different parts of the country. So when we do weddings in Rajasthan, we go really out loud, and we have very, very cute, specialized rituals that we bring in for all the culture and traditions. If you've liked what you've seen, let me give you one tour option that will cover all of these beautiful places in just about 7 days. We have India's first tourism product that shows you all the good parts of the Golden Triangle. And this can be done at the comfort of your rooms, which are available on the train. So it's a heritage luxury train, which ensures that all you have to do is just enjoy the views and the cities of Rajasthan. The train was actually there since the time when there were no airways or roadways, etc. And why is this palace on wheels? Because it was made by putting together coaches of the royalty which once lived in all parts of the state. I think I have a little video, but we'll come to that. Moving on, please. So this, what you see, is the inside of the train. We have a fully set up restaurant bar. We have magnificent welcome ceremonies for all our guests at all the stations. Our meals are prepared freshly on the train, and we cater to all dietary restrictions. Each of the rooms are provided with en-suites. And you can see the beautiful countryside pass as you take your morning cup of tea. This is the itinerary of the train, the cities that we'll touch upon. If you see, each of the cities have a color associated with it. And that is not only as the attire, but even the city is built up. So we have Pink City, which is almost pink. And we have Blue City. We also have the White City. You'll see through the videos. That's just a private sand dune exclusively for Palace on Wheels guests. These tours are all guided with absolute focus on safety and security. A lot of these videos are from the actual tours. This is how we celebrate the Indian festivals. Thank you so much. That was all from me. I will leave behind my details for any further questions or any communication that needs to be done. We are very happy to collaborate across anything that is about building, fostering, and enhancing hospitality in India. And I would like to also, at the end of this, invite you all to Rajasthan. So please, Padharo Mhare Desh, which means welcome to my state. I wish to see you all very soon. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Joshi, for this wonderful presentation. I now would we will have a brief film on the Japanese Neemrana Industrial Zone situated in Rajasthan. So we'll have a small film on that.
テーブルを囲んで、今宵も小町の美しい夜が始まる。ここは
For centuries, the mention of Rajasthan has evoked vivid impressions of history,
離れたラジャスタン州にある
royalty,
イーコのニムラナ日本地区で このようなことができるのは特別なことです。2010年に開発されたこの 4.5 平方キロメートルの日本企業専用の工業団地には、ダイキン、日本電産、日立アステモ、トヨタなど、50社の有名企業が入居しています。このインド初の日系企業専用の工業団地は、2007年にリーコがジェトロと積極的に連携したことで誕生しました。
ラジャスタン州はですね、インドで初めて日本企業のための工業団地を開発した州です。この工業団地ですけれども、東京ドーム50個分の土地に今や50社近い日本企業が工場を運営しています。
長年にわたり、日本ゾーンには1190億円を超える対内投資が行われ、現在では約2万6000人に直接雇用を提供しています。リーコはニムラナからわずか16キロの位置に 2.3 平方キロメートルの巨大な第2期日本人居住区を開発しました。ニムラナもギロートも首都に近いという立地の良さが魅力です。インド最大のインフラ開発プロジェクトであるデリー・ムンバイ間産業大動脈は現在具体化しており、PMIC 影響地域の 58% がラジャスタン州に該当しています。ラジャスタン州はニムラナとギロートにある世界有数の日本工業地帯にあなたを招待し、日本との絆をさらに深めていきたいと考えています。
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please, now we have a great pleasure to kindly invite our Honorable Chief Guest of today's event, Sri Bhajan Lal Sharma, Honorable Chief Minister of Government of Rajasthan, to deliver his keynote address. Please welcome with a round of applause, please. Thank you.
राइजिंग राजस्थान इन्वेस्टर मीट में आज जापान के टोक्यो शहर में आप आए हुए सभी को नमस्कार, कोन्निचिवा, क्यों कोनो योजना केकाई ओ आमेते इता दावेते अरियातो गोजाइमाश। राजस्थान के इस इन्वेस्टमेंट समिट में मंच पर विराजमान जापान में भारतीय राजदूत सम्मानीय सीवी जौहर साहब, राजस्थान में कैबिनेट में मेरे साथी उप मुख्यमंत्री श्री प्रेमचंद बैरवा जी, कार्यकारी अध्यक्ष जेट्रो काजुया नाकाजो जी, मुख्य महानिदेशक जेट्रो दिल्ली तकाजी सुजुकी जी, मुख्यमंत्री कार्यालय में ACS शिखर अग्रवाल जी, इंडस्ट्री के ACS भाई अजताब शर्मा जी, मंच पर विराजे सभी अधिकारीगण, सम्मानित उद्यमी, निवेशगण, मीडिया के मेरे मित्र और इस कार्यक्रम में आए सभी प्रतिनिधि। सबसे पहले तो मैं जापान के निवेशक मित्रों और सम्मानित अतिथियों और मीडिया के साथियों का इसमें स्वागत और अभिनंदन करता हूं। आज टोक्यो के इस जीवंत शहर में आप सभी से संवाद करने का सौभाग्य मुझे प्राप्त हुआ है। निश्चित रूप से मैं भाग्यशाली हूं। आज मैं राजस्थान के प्रतिनिधि के तौर पर आपको राजस्थान की राजधानी जयपुर में आयोजित 9 से 11 दिसंबर 2024 को आयोजित होने जा रहे राजस्थान समिट में पधारने के लिए, आपको न्योता देने के लिए, निमंत्रण देने के लिए मैं आपके बीच में आया हूं। राजस्थान ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टमेंट समिट 2024 के पहले इन्वेस्टर मीट का हमने मुंबई में सफल आयोजन किया। आपको जानकर प्रसन्नता होगी कि मुंबई में हुई इन्वेस्टर मीट में उद्यमियों ने बहुत उत्साह और रुचि दिखाते हुए राज्य में निवेश के लिए 4.5 लाख करोड़ रुपए से अधिक के MOU हस्ताक्षर किए हैं। आज मैं हमारी राजस्थान समिट की इस अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मीट में मुझे पूरा भरोसा है कि जापान के उद्यमियों के साथ भी हमारी ऐतिहासिक साझेदारी का नया अध्याय लिखा जाएगा। भारत और जापान के बीच में जो सांस्कृतिक संबंध 6ठी शताब्दी से चले आ रहे हैं, वे आज भी हमारी साझी विरासत को मजबूत करते हैं। ये संबंध केवल हमारे अतीत को नहीं जोड़ते, बल्कि एक सहयोगात्मक और समृद्ध भविष्य की दिशा में भी हमें आगे बढ़ाते हैं। हम व्यापारिक संबंधों को और अधिक मजबूत करने और ज्ञान के आदान प्रदान को बढ़ावा देने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि आप सभी को पता है कि दोनों देशों की आजादी के बाद एक नया अध्याय प्रारंभ हुआ है और उस नए अध्याय में हम सब उस साझेदारी से मिलकर के एक अच्छा काम कर सकते हैं। जापान में निवेश करने में अग्रणी रहा है। जापान ने भारत में काफी निवेश किया है और निवेश करने में अग्रणी रहा है, और मुझे खुशी है कि मैं आज उस टोक्यो शहर में खड़ा हूं जो तकनीकी के नवाचार, कॉर्पोरेटर लीडरशिप, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, ऑटोमोबाइल उद्योग के लिए दुनिया भर में अपनी पहचान रखता है। टोक्यो नवाचार और प्रगति का प्रतीक है। ये वे विशेषता हैं जिन्हें हम भी राजस्थान में प्रोत्साहित करते हैं। राजस्थान अपने विविध संसाधनों, अनुकूल भौगोलिक स्थिति और आर्थिक विकास की तेज गति के लिए जाना जाता है। ये खाद्य प्रसंस्करण, खनिज, नवकरणीय ऊर्जा, तकनीकी शिक्षा, पर्यटन जैसे क्षेत्रों में निवेश के अपार अवसर प्रदान करता है। और आपने एक लघु फिल्म के माध्यम से भी देखा होगा कि राजस्थान पर्यटन के क्षेत्र में भी बहुत कुछ संभावनाएं हैं और जो हमारी धरोहर है उसको भी हम संभाले हुए हैं। हमारी राजस्थान सरकार निवेशकों के लिए प्रक्रिया और नीतियों को सरल बनाकर व्यापारिक संचालन को आसान बनाने का काम भी हमारी सरकार कर रही है। हमारी सरकार के निवेशकों के मुद्दों को सुलझाने और व्यापारिक वातावरण को सकारात्मक बनाने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है। हम विशेष रूप से आप जापानी निवेशकों के साथ व्यापारिक संबंधों को मजबूत करना चाहते हैं, जिससे राजस्थान और जापान के बीच में गहरे संबंध बन सके। राजस्थान में हम अतिथि देवो भव के सिद्धांत का पालन करते हैं, जिसका अर्थ अतिथि भगवान के समान होता है। इस प्रकार जापान अपने ओमेटेनासी के लिए प्रसिद्ध है, जो आतिथ्य की सुंदर भावना का प्रतीक है। ये आपसी सम्मान और मेहमान नवाजी का भाव हमारी साझेदारी और निवेश के लिए एक स्वागत योग्य वातावरण भी बनाता है। मैं जापान और राजस्थान के बीच संबंधों को लेकर बहुत आशावादी हूं। राजस्थान और जापान के बीच में व्यापारिक साझेदारी निमराना में जापानी जोन की स्थापना के साथ शुरू हुई थी। हमारे जापानी निवेशकों के लिए उपयुक्त व्यापारिक वातावरण प्रदान करने की हमारी प्रतिबद्धता निमराना जापानी निवेश क्षेत्र की सफलता से स्पष्ट होता है, जहां अब 48 से अधिक जापानी कंपनियों ने लगभग 8.34 बिलियन अमेरिकी डॉलर का निवेश किया है और 26,500 से अधिक लोगों को रोजगार देने का भी काम आप लोगों ने किया है। हमारी जापानी निवेशक जानते हैं कि राजस्थान निवेश के लिए सबसे उपयुक्त स्थान है और जापानी जोन की सफलता ने इस विश्वास को और बढ़ाने का काम किया है। राजस्थान क्षेत्रफल के हिसाब से भारत का सबसे बड़ा राज्य है और इसकी जनसंख्या लगभग 8 करोड़ है, 80 बिलियन है, जो विभिन्न उत्पादकों और सेवाओं के लिए एक बड़ा उपभोक्ता आधार प्रदान करती है। राजस्थान में औद्योगिक उपयोग और बिजली उत्पादन परियोजना के लिए काफी भूमि उपलब्ध है। राज्य ने पूर्वी राजस्थान नहर परियोजना ERCP के माध्यम से राजस्थान में जल उपलब्धता को बढ़ाने की दिशा में महत्वपूर्ण कदम उठाए हैं, जो निमराना और अन्य औद्योगिक क्षेत्रों में पानी की जरूरतों को भी पूरा करने में मदद करेंगे। मैं जापान सरकार, जेट्रो और जापानी कंपनियों का राजस्थान सरकार और राजस्थान राज्य औद्योगिक विकास और निवेश निगम रीको के साथ उनके अनुकरणीय सहयोग के लिए आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। जापानी कंपनियों की जो रुचि को देखते हुए निमराना में से केवल 20 किलोमीटर दूर 500 एकड़ में फैले दूसरे जापानी निवेश क्षेत्र का विकास भी किया गया है। अब हम 2 निवेश क्षेत्रों के साथ जापानी कंपनियों के लिए वैश्विक विस्तार का आदर्श स्थान बन सकते हैं। हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में भारत 2047 तक विकसित भारत बनने की दिशा में तेजी से आगे बढ़ रहा है। इस यात्रा का हिस्सा बनकर राजस्थान वैश्विक व्यापार समुदाय के लिए अपार संभावनाएं प्रदान कर रहा है। राजस्थान सरकार ने व्यापारिक माहौल को और भी सरल बनाने के लिए नई औद्योगिक नीति, निर्यात प्रोत्साहन नीति, गारमेंट्स एंड अपैरल पॉलिसी, वेयर हाउसिंग और लॉजिस्टिक नीति, डेटा सेंटर नीति, MSME नीति को जल्द ही लॉन्च करने की योजना बनाई है। राजस्थान निवेश प्रोत्साहित योजना रिप्स के तहत राज्य सरकार ने उद्यमों को प्रोत्साहन और सब्सिडी प्रदान की है, जो देश की बेहतरीन प्रोत्साहन योजनाओं में से एक है। राजस्थान की भौगोलिक स्थिति इसे उत्तर और पश्चिम भारत के बड़े बाजार का प्रवेश द्वार बनाती है। राज्य में हाईवे का तीसरा सबसे बड़ा नेटवर्क, रेलवे का 5वां सबसे बड़ा नेटवर्क और 7 हवाई अड्डे, जिनमें जयपुर का अंतर्राष्ट्रीय हवाई अड्डा भी शामिल है। दिल्ली मुंबई फ्रेट कॉरिडोर भी राजस्थान से होकर गुजरता है, जो माल और सामग्री के परिवहन को भी और अधिक सुगम बनाता है। राजस्थान नवीकरणीय ऊर्जा परियोजनाओं को बढ़ावा देने के साथ साथ हरित विकास के लिए समर्पित है। हमारा राज्य भारत की नवीकरणीय ऊर्जा के अग्रणी राज्यों में से एक है और सौर ऊर्जा में पहले स्थान पर है। हमें सौर ऊर्जा परियोजना के लिए सोलर पार्क स्थापित कर रहे हैं, जिससे निवेशकों को यहाँ बेहतर माहौल मिलेगा। यही नहीं, राजस्थान कई क्षेत्रों में अपने आप में अलग है। राजस्थान मिनरल के क्षेत्र में हो, ऑटोमोबाइल के क्षेत्र में हो, कृषि के क्षेत्र में हो, पर्यटन के क्षेत्र में हो, राजस्थान में अपार संभावनाएं हैं। उन संभावनाओं को देखते हुए राजस्थान के अंदर आप अपना कोई भी निवेश कर सकते हैं। राजस्थान में ऑटोमोबाइल उद्योग, इंजीनियरिंग, वस्त्र और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स प्रणाली डिजाइन और निर्माण में अपार संभावना है। राज्य में 3 इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग क्लस्टर हैं और ये क्षेत्र वैश्विक बाजार के लिए निवेश का एक आदर्श स्थान है। शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में राजस्थान में 88 विश्वविद्यालय और प्रमुख संस्थान जैसे IIT, एम्स, IIM, बिट्स, राष्ट्रीय विधि विश्वविद्यालय, राष्ट्रीय फैशन औद्योगिक संस्थान, हम अपने शिक्षा तंत्र को अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर का बनाने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध हैं और हम जापानी निवेशकों को इसमें शामिल होने के लिए आमंत्रित करते हैं। इसके अलावा राजस्थान एक विश्व पर्यटन स्थल, जहां कई यूनेस्को विश्व धरोहर स्थल, महल, हवेलियां एवं वन जीव अभ्यारण्य भी बहुत बड़ी तादाद में बर्ड सेंचुरी से लेकर के कई हमारे ऐसे वन्य जीव अभ्यारण्य भी हैं। राजस्थान डेटा सेंटर, ऑटो, पेट्रोलियम, नवीकरणीय ऊर्जा, चिकित्सा उपकरण, खाद्य प्रसंस्करण, शिक्षा, पर्यटन जैसे विभिन्न क्षेत्रों में निवेश के लिए एक आदर्श स्थान है। निवेश प्रक्रिया को आसान और कुशल बनाने के लिए हमने राज निवेश पोर्टल जैसी पहल की है। ये प्लेटफॉर्म 14 विभागों की 123 सेवाओं को एकीकृत करता है और समयबद्ध मंजूरी सुनिश्चित करता है। हम सिर्फ निवेश की ही अपेक्षा नहीं कर रहे हैं, बल्कि जापान के साथ एक स्थायी और दीर्घकालीन साझेदारी की उम्मीद कर रहे हैं। आपकी तकनीकी विशेषज्ञता और हमारी विकास और नवाचार के प्रति प्रतिबद्धता के साथ हम एक समृद्ध भविष्य की रचना कर सकते हैं। मैं आप सभी को राजस्थान में अपार संभावनाओं को खोजने और हमारे साथ इस विकास यात्रा में शामिल होने के लिए आमंत्रित करता हूं। हमारा भारत और जापान के बहुत समानताएं हैं। उदाहरण के तौर पर मैं दोनों देशों में बौद्ध धर्म का महत्वपूर्ण प्रभाव है। भारत बौद्ध धर्म का जन्म स्थान है और जापान में यह धर्म बहुत लोकप्रिय है। राजस्थान एवं जापान दोनों जगहों में मौसम में बदलाव के साथ व्यवहार एवं मनाए जाने वाले त्योहार भी लगभग समान हैं। मैं मकर संक्रांति, जापान में कोसोग्यातु, दोनों स्थानों पर घर में प्रवेश के पहले जूते उतारने और तथा देवताओं को भेंट चढ़ाने का ये हमारा आपका ऐसा सांस्कृतिक संबंध है जिसको हम पूरी तरह से याद रखते हैं। लैंड ऑफ राइजिंग सन से आप सबको बहुत ही सारी लैंड एवं बहुत सन वाले प्रदेश राजस्थान में पधारो और साथ मिलकर विकास की नई इबारत लिखने के लिए मैं आमंत्रित करता हूं। और अंत में कहना चाहता हूं कि आपने जिस तरह से निमराना में जो भी आपने कंपनी लगाई हैं, उद्योग लगाए हैं, मुझे इस बात की खुशी है कि आज आप देख सकते हैं उसमें कोई भी कंपनी ऐसी नहीं है जिसमें हमारी जो कंपनी लगी है उसमें टर्नओवर कई गुना नहीं हुआ हो। निश्चित रूप से हम कहना चाहते हैं कि ये हमारा आधार है कि आपने निमराना के अंदर कंपनी लगाई है और उन सभी में कई गुना व्यापार हमारा बढ़ा है। और मैं कहना चाहता हूं आगे भी आप आएंगे, नए उद्योग अगर लगेंगे, आप निवेश करेंगे, इसी तरह का अपन को आगे चलकर भी कई तरह से हमें इसमें सुविधा भी मिलेगी। और जैसा कि मैंने आज इससे पहले 2 मीटिंग की, उसमें कुछ इश्यूज आए थे और मैंने उनको भी सरल करने के लिए कहा है कि निश्चित रूप से बिजली, पानी, सड़क और जो हमारी सरकार की नीति है उसको हमने काफी सरल करते हुए सिंगल विंडो के माध्यम से, जैसा मैंने कहा, उसे करने का हम पूरी तरह से प्रयास कर रहे हैं। आइए आप राजस्थान में अपना निवेश करिए, आगे आकर के राजस्थान और जापान दोनों मिलकर के एक अच्छे इतिहास को लिखें, अच्छे साथ साझेदारी के साथ एक अपना स्थान बनाएं। इस आशा और विश्वास के साथ आप सभी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। पुनः पधारो हमारे देश। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय भारत, जय जापान।
Thank you, Honorable Chief Minister, for your keynote address. And now we will have some of the Japanese companies which are looking to expand their investments in Nimrana, exchanging MOUs with the government of Rajasthan. For this, I would request Mr. Renu Raj to come forward from government of Rajasthan to take forward the MOU proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon to all of you. May I request Principal Secretary Industries and Commerce from Government of Rajasthan, Mr. Ajitab Sharma, to come forward for exchanging the MOU with the Japanese companies. First in the list is, may I invite Mr. Takeshi Mizutani from Kai Manufacturing India Private Limited. May I request Takahata Precision India Limited to come forward for exchanging the MOU. Now I request Beltechno India Private Limited to come forward for exchanging the MOU. May I request from Neemrana Steel Service Center India Limited to come forward. Now I request representative from Tokai Rika India Limited to come forward. Requesting Vitech India Private Limited to come forward. Yamashita India. Requesting representative from E&H Precision India Limited. E&H. Requesting Vittal Gems Private Limited to come forward for exchanging the MOU. Now I request representatives from Indo-Japan Development Organization, IDJO, to come forward for exchanging the MOUs. Thank you. Now, can I request Mr. Abhinav Bhatia? There's one more company, so one more MOU, Beltechno India Private Limited. नहीं, Beltechno नहीं है. So now I request Mr. Abhinav Bhatia, immediate past chairman CI Rajasthan, to deliver the concluding remarks and purpose of the vote of thanks.
Namaste, Konnichiwa, Japan, Tokyo. Respected members on the dais of the delegation Rising Rajasthan, I would first like to thank Shri Bhajan Lalji, Honorable Chief Minister, Government of Rajasthan, and Dr. Premchand Bairwaji, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Government of Rajasthan, for their progressive approach towards industrialization in the state of Rajasthan. It is the dream which they saw and they delivered within the first year of their coming into the government. And it's a phenomenal work which they delivered in less than a year's time. I would like to convey my very special thanks to Mr. Shikhar Agarwal, Additional Chief Secretary to Honorable Chief Minister, Government of Rajasthan, Mr. Ajitab Sharma, Principal Secretary, Industries and Commerce, Government of Rajasthan, for sharing the highlights of Rajasthan industrial potential and business opportunities which Rajasthan has to offer. The presence of the senior delegation from the Government of Rajasthan shows the sincerity that the state government has towards making Rajasthan an investor-friendly state. Also, my special thanks to His Excellency C.B. George, Ambassador of India to Japan, and Mrs. Debjani Chakrabarti-ji, Minister Economics Embassy of India at Japan, for the immense support and guidance for making the delegation visit a success. I would also like to thank Mr. Takashi Suzuki-san, Chief Director General JETRO, New Delhi, and Kazuo Nakajo-san for sharing the views JETRO has about India and inspiring more Japanese investment to look at Rajasthan and India for a preferred investment destination. Also, I would like to thank all the senior industry members from Tokyo and Japan present here who have joined and heard the delegation, what Rajasthan brings on table and what opportunity India has. I again request all of you to be part of the summit Rising Rajasthan. CI is partnering with Government of Rajasthan and trying to make this a success with the support of all the stakeholders, and we look forward to host these Japanese delegation at least present in this room and your friends to come and see what possibilities Rajasthan has. I myself have a Japanese joint venture for last 12 years, and I can on personal behalf say the comfort with Rajasthan, Jaipur, where the JV is, offers is totally one cannot imagine unless you come and invest there. So be part of this journey. There is so much that the city and the state of Rajasthan can offer, which has been shared by my previous speakers. So I would not elaborate on that, but truly in India, Rajasthan not only is a parallel which the Chief Minister also mentioned, the land of rising sun is Japan, and we have the sun risen all throughout the year, at least 330 days. So we welcome you with open hearts. And as they say, Padharo Mare Des in Rajasthani, and Waga Kuniye Yokosu, Domo arigato gozaimasu. Looking forward to seeing you, all of you. Domo arigato gozaimasu.
Thank you very much. And with this, we come to the end of today's event. I would like to thank each one of you for your participation, and we thank you, the dignitaries, for delivering the address. We will now join for lunch, and we request you all to enjoy the lunch and networking. Thank you.